while with me, and she left, and she called. And I said, why didn't you leave? And I found out that the pastor was being inappropriate with her. Oh my God, that was a wake-up call. And that's when I knew I had to leave that. I didn't know I was in a cult. See, I thought I was doing the right thing. Didn't know, but I knew when she told me that I had to leave. And it was an escape by night kind of thing. I couldn't tell anybody. I was scared because they would try to keep me there. And this all does pertain to motherhood. So they abused their power and stuff with me. And at that time, like I said, I didn't have much time off. My nephew was coming on Sundays, like once a month, to take me out. He was coming. So I got together what I could, boxes of my stuff. I had to leave a lot behind. I just grabbed what I could and said I was bringing stuff to store at my mother's. So he came. I put the boxes in the car, and we went off, and another staff member was taking care of the girls. We left, and I told him when we left, I said, I'm leaving. He says, I knew something was up. I was so scared. And I don't think anybody can understand unless they've been in a cult, but the control and the brainwashing is tremendous. I had nightmares for years after that they were coming to get me or they were controlling a situation. But God did break that. I am healed in it, believe me. So, 5 months later, I got married. And it was a good thing in one way, but a bad thing in another. It was too soon. I did not have healing over what I went through the 7 years before and from my childhood. So, but at that time, I needed someone to love me. While I was in that cult, they told me I was not pretty. They told me nobody would ever want to marry me. They just kept putting me down, down, down. So when somebody wanted to love me, I grabbed it. So we had a good start. I had 3 girls in less than 3 years, but I was very happy to be a mom. I was ecstatic to be a mom. I love every one of my children. It was hard work. Obviously, they're all grown now. My youngest is 21, my oldest is 29, but I love my children. But the marriage, it just got hard because we did have 5 children, 8 years. There wasn't a whole lot of money, and he worked very hard. He just wasn't a good businessman. So there was a lot of stress. And I might have survived it if I didn't have all the stuff before. So after 15 years, I was having a breakdown. So I needed help. And he didn't understand. He didn't know how to help me. It wasn't his fault. But I knew I needed to leave and I needed to get help. So I left. And it was hard on my children. I felt very, very, very bad about that. But one thing I want to say, put in here is, I believe it's very important for all young mothers to have time off. If you have to barter with another mother, but get time away alone to do what you want to do. I didn't take any time off. I loved my kids, but I burned out because I had no time to do any extracurricular activities for me, or just go for a walk or by myself. Just didn't do it. And that's why I burnt out. So, to keep your marriage going, get your wives to go out and have some time by themselves or with their girlfriends. They need it. They totally need it. Being a mom is the hardest job in the world. We are training little human beings to become future adults. My daughter, Patricia, is training Sadie, and she's doing a wonderful job. I'm so proud of my daughter. 5 children were a lot to have, but I'll tell you, they just bring such joy to my heart to see how they're growing. And what a good mom she is. She's a single mom, and she's got the reins, and she's going, and she's taking very good care of it. So, okay, let's go on here. So after I left my ex, the church I was going to at that time rejected me. The pastor wouldn't talk to me. People wouldn't talk to me. So I stopped going to church, except when I would bring my kids, but I stopped going to church. I didn't stop believing in God. I still love God, but I said, God, I can't deal with Christians anymore. I can't deal with Christians anymore. So, I started going, but then I started to want to go to church again, and I was living in Putnam at the time, and I ended up going into a Methodist church. There was something that drew me there. Well, I know why. The pastor there was somebody I was supposed to meet. Now, for a while, he kept saying, Jeanmarie, he could tell that I was hurting. He could tell that I needed to talk. But I was afraid to talk to anybody. I was afraid to trust anybody. Finally, I said, okay, I'll come and talk to you. So I went and talked to him. And I did say, no, I'm not going to go back with my husband. I'm going to stay single. He said, Jeanmarie, I wouldn't do that. And he explained to me, how there needs to be a total connection, body, soul, and spirit. And we had a couple of them, but we didn't have all of them. And we just, we had our breakdown. Because he showed me 3 circles. One circle said body, one circle said soul, and one spirit. But then he put the 3 together, like an apple. He says, you need 2 people to come together, have all 3, and then you have a good union. And he was the first one that said, it's okay. Not everybody's meant to stay together, And I see my ex-husband, her father now, doing well. He's remarried. I believe he's with who he's supposed to be with. I needed to move on because I had some healing to get done. I had to go through another journey, and it's been a great road, this journey. So I started feeling loved and accepted. When I walked in that church, the first thing I said to the ladies, like, I'm divorced. I said, that's okay. We got divorced people here. Because the last church rejected me, so I wanted to make sure that they were okay with that. And they said, oh yeah, you can come here. So it wasn't like unity. I mean, these were churches that, had their different ideas. But anyways, he helped me to start my healing, and then I met this lady, Linda, who did muscle testing and flower essence, and I had that kind of healing, but she started she did what you call layers, and she actually started with me at that time, at the age I was then, and then through the years, I've gotten down to when I'm 5 years old now, so I've had a lot of layers healed, but there was a lot of work. Then, in January 2008, I came to Unity. I was introduced to Dr. Wayne Dyer to read his book, Real Magic. From there, I listened to many motivational speakers, and I just can say that I've had a long journey. I feel like I've lived many lives in this lifetime, but I found out I like Jeanmarie. I like who I am. I'm happy with who I am. I wasn't before. I didn't know who I was, but now I do. I'm happy with who I am. I've learned to forgive, and I thank God for that. I don't hold anything against anybody. If I have anything, I try to get rid of it right away because I want myself free. I want to free them because I feel like when we don't forgive people, we hold them back. So I don't want to hold anybody back. I want them to get on their journey and come to a place where they feel peace inside and love and joy. Do you know the first time I woke up in the morning, I said, wow, I'm happy. Wow. I mean, you don't understand. I had many years of not feeling that. It's like, it was a foreign feeling. I didn't know what to do with it. I thought, oh, this can't be right, this can't be right. I'm actually happy. But so as I heal me, this is another thing I want to make sure that I said about all this. As I heal me, I heal my children and the generations going on. I believe my grandmother had her stuff to hand on to my mother, to hand on to me. But I made a decision to break that. I actually did that when I was, in the born-again Christian world, to break those chains, because I knew I didn't want to pass them down to my children. And so God and my angels have brought me through many paths, met many people, but I believe that it's never too late, even as adult, because I'm still healing. I still am working on me. I still have some work to be done until God takes me home. And as I do, I believe it really helps my children, and I know they want me to be happy. So, and as they see me happy and grown, I think it helps them. I've also had to learn to let go, let my children know that it's hard. When Trishy left home to go to college, oh my God, that's what kept me alive all those years, was being a mom. It's like, what do I do now?